Welcome back to Earth Motor Channel. My name is Jason. Today I'm very excited because we are finally getting our hands on a C8 Corvette. So for some reason in the car community, this particular vehicle has had a lot of controversy around it on whether or not it should be granted the actual rank of supercar. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Obviously, it's a cool car. We know that it looks good, but should it be considered a supercar? I'll give you my take on that today. So for me personally, supercars are going to have to look fantastic, which this does. It's going to have to perform, and it's going to have to be all around just a super awesome ride. So for that, we're going to look at some main categories here: looks, performance, comfort, and then of course, what is a supercar without a great sounding exhaust? Now, this specific C8 does come with the Z51 package, so you do have some upgrades around the vehicle. For instance, the brakes, the exhaust. Now, we do have staggered wheels right here, 20 in the rear, 19 in the front. This blue is absolutely fantastic. Door handles are hidden underneath this trim piece here. And just take a look at this interior. One of my main complaints I've had with Corvettes over the year is their lack of attention to detail on the inside. They did not miss a thing with the C8 Corvette. Almost looks like a fighter jet on the inside, really, where everything's kind of towards you. All of the controls are close together and just really does have a nice fit and finish. Really does feel good. And of course, for me particularly, Bose sound system, nothing better than that. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and dive into looks. For looks, we're gonna turn to our resident photographer, Ayush, also known as Legendary Shots. Well, can't argue with those results. This thing looks fantastic. Chevrolet, great job on designing the looks of this thing. Absolutely 5 out of 5 on looks for this car right here. Next up, we have performance, comfort, as well as sound for that. Let's go ahead and hop in this thing right now. All right, guys, so we've been waiting for this for a very long time. Believe it or not, it's actually still very hard to get your hands on a C8 Corvette. It's very desirable. A lot of hype around the things, and as a matter of fact, I know Ayush is a huge Corvette aficionado.
Oh yes, you can mistake me for a middle-aged white man.
So we are going to get to performance here in just a little bit, as well as comfort. However, we're going to start with sound, and as a matter of fact, we do have a parking garage right here.
So a new feature in the C8 is when you pull both paddles, it disengages the transmission, so it's just like a Ferrari or an Aventador. As demonstrated.
Oh, that's some good noise.
That's with Z mode off. Or that's
Z mode, yeah.
Okay, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, so on the steering wheel right here, there's a button that says Z. That opens up the valves to make it a little bit louder, and I gotta say that sounds pretty good. What do you think?
I think it sounds fantastic.
You know, I'd have to agree. I'd give that a solid 4 out of 5.
And it revs up really fast too, much lighter feeling flywheel than the C7.
I'd have to give that a 4 out of 5 for sound. Almost a 5. It could be a little bit louder. I'm used to these American V8s being just a little bit louder, but that does sound a little bit more refined than I'm used to with these American cars. But 4 out of 5 isn't bad.
Not bad at all.
So before we head into performance, we've got this in easygoing mode. Let me make sure. Switch this over to
Tour, I think is what it's called.
Let's know my mode.
Tour. There it is. There it is.
There we go. So of course, for comfort, this thing actually feels pretty good. The suspension is nice and soft in this mode. I don't hear a lot of engine noise at all. Of course, there's some wind noise, but we took the togger top off today just because it looks better that way. Some other things that do come with comfort, of course, are, you know, drivability and does it have your creature comforts. Now, I'd say the AC blows super cold, and honestly, if you don't have your seatbelt on, these freaking air vents could blow you right out of your seat.
Oh yeah.
With the amount of air that it moves. It's crazy.
They're very well placed too. I like that.
Yeah, they did a good job hiding them. They're kind of nice and sleek in here. I like that. Now, of course, it has one of my biggest, most favorite features, Apple CarPlay. I mean,
As it should.
once you have your phone screen up here, you can't go back to not doing that.
This is actually the first level of the sound system. You can actually have a premium Bose that's a little bit above this. It's even better.
Oh wow, was it like added speaker or something?
This by itself is really, really good, as we tested a while ago.
Dude, we were listening to it earlier, just bumping. What were you listening to? Was that Fetty Wap? What are the kids into nowadays?
That guy, yes, the guy with no eye. That is him. Fetty Wap.
Like no eyes at all, or just missing?
No, he's missing one eye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Interesting fellow.
I'm sure there's a great story behind that. All right, so cruising speed 50 miles an hour. Yeah, I think for the category that this is in, this is quite nice.
I like it as well. It's nice.
Surprisingly comfortable. This might be as comfortable as my Infinity that I daily.
Most people may think that there's other better options out there in terms of performance at this price range, but I completely disagree. This car, with the experience as a whole, this is completely worth the price that it's at.
I want to go find some speed bumps before we put a pin in comfort. I want to find some speed bumps and go over it.
Or will potholes do? Oh, there's one.
So I'm going to hit this kind of what I would do normally.
That's pretty high. So yeah. It's not bad at all.
That's like the largest speed bump in the world.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not going to hit that at 20 or so.
But at normal speeds.
I'd say with other cars in this category, whenever you're looking at a mid-engine option that is just pure sports car, right? Pure supercar even, I don't know. Verdict is out. Yeah, you could have lost a bumper in a Huracan.
Even an NSX, which are in the same price range as these are used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one. You ready?
Look at that. I like it. And I don't know this.
Good job.
I don't think this one's equipped with the lift, but the ones that you can equip with the lift, they have the GPS is built into the lift, so it remembers wherever you put the lift up. So whenever you like approach your driveway, it'll automatically put the lift up for you, just by using
That's cool.
GPS.
So it just like remembers where your trouble spots are.
Yeah.
So again, remember, we're judging this not based off of every vehicle in the world, but like vehicles. So
you could daily drive this thing.
For looks, we gave this a 5 out of 5. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's gorgeous. I do kind of wish that, and of course that's might be fixed with the Z06 that's coming, and of course can be fixed with, you know, a cheap set of lowering springs or coilovers. But I think there's a little bit too much wheel gap, and from certain angles. But that's an easy fix. But the body overall is definitely 5 out of 5. We gave that for looks. Gorgeous car. I'd say comfort. Again, keeping in the category, it's no S-Class. This isn't a Wraith, but you know, in the class that it competes in, this is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Outstanding. So we saved the best and most important category for this review for last, being performance. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over to.
Go down that empty road on Cypress. Make a right at the light over there.
We're gonna pop this into track mode. I'm gonna hit the Z button to reopen those valves.
And I'm gonna hang on for dear life.
So while we're waiting here, Ayush, hit me with some specs, man. Give me the technicals. What does this thing put out?
So this car puts out 495 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque.
Okay.
Hits 60 in 2.8 seconds on a good day. Yeah, but that is a very consistent time too. Yeah. Like I was saying, that's a very consistent time. Thanks to that, the Tremec developed dual clutch transmission in this thing. Yes, sir. That is a dual clutch.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm switching to
dual
manual.
clutch in a Corvette. Absolutely amazing. It's very smooth and very, very happy when you need it to be. I'm not sure what I exactly meant by happy, but let's just say it's happy. Yeah.
So 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds.
Less than 3 seconds each time.
That is monstrous. Does anything else in that price category do that? Maybe a Tesla?
Brand new. Yeah, probably a Tesla. Maybe a GTR.
Tesla GTR? Actually, I don't know if a GTR is sub 3 seconds.
992, 911.
Okay.
Yeah, besides that. Oh, yeah.
That is...
Look at that.
That is not a sad way to drive.
Do another one.
And man, it shifts so hard and so quick.
Oh, yeah.
That is bonkers.
Look at those corners.
Just flat through the turns.
Brakes?
I don't know, let's test them out.
Look at that. Yeah. This is not a Corvette. I love it.
I think it goes without saying that just as far as an all-around sports car, this has to be the best Corvette has ever made.
But let me tell you, you remember how comfortable we were feeling back there in comfort mode?
Yeah.
This thing runs at 729.9 at the Nürburgring. That's only 1 second.
Does it really?
That's only 1 second slower than a Huracan.
That's
610-4.
ridiculous. And a Huracan is 3 times the price.
Exactly. Which is insane. You can get this kind of performance for the price like this. It's pretty crazy.
Absolutely nuts.
And a top speed of 194 in this thing.
Again, Chevrolet, not a sponsor. Open to it if you guys want to send me one of these. Holy crap.
The face of approval.
That is just... It just feels so controlled and tamed, and that's not what you get normally.
You can do that with barely any steering input. You can like literally feather with your thumbs.
I'm not even doing anything. It just does what it's supposed to. Yeah, I mean, performance, guys.
Go
ahead.
The only other car that's this easy to drive hard is a Porsche 911, and that's saying a lot.
I'd have to say, yeah.
Corvette to a 911.
And I would say that the 911 in this category is not technically a supercar. It is an exotic, right? But the 911 in this category for price point, looking for a sports car, is kind of the bar at which most other vehicles are graded. And
the Corvette and 911 have kind of been going at each other for a long time, but I think after the C7, they kind of got a little bit more serious, but now I think it's properly like on par at least.
I'm going to get kicked out of some of my clubs.
Yeah.
This is better than the 911.
Yeah?
I honestly think this is better. There's some things with the 911 that I like more, but this vehicle as an all-around vehicle
You get the best of both worlds.
You do.
The brawn and like the boldness of American muscle with the precision of like a German car.
I'm not used to this kind of precision from an American vehicle. So I would say, again, for the price point, for the category in which this thing competes, 5 out of 5 on performance.
I agree.
That's fantastic. And again, I think the only thing we docked it for was the sound. Again, don't get me wrong, it makes a great sound. It would have gotten a 5 if it was just a little bit louder. Maybe a pop and bang tune.
That's a ZL1 over there.
Maybe if we had like a pop and bang tune or something.
I wish it was louder at lower. I wish it was louder at lower RPM.
Yeah, kind of that cruise and rumble. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, only losing 1 point out of that. I mean, that's a 19 out of 20. Chevrolet, guys,
absolute masterpiece.
Keep it up.
I just can't wait for the Z06.
I can't.
If this is a base model,
right? This is the base model.
Yeah, exactly. Just think. Just think. Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Let us know in the comments below. What did you think? Did I score this thing fairly? Would you have changed anything? Is there any other test you want to see with this car? I don't know. Tell us below. But other than that, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. So that way the next time we have one of these cars to show you, you're in the know. But until then, we will see you with the next car.